Hi, today I'm speaking to Akbar Poonawala of Deutsche Bank, and we're going to be talking about global transaction banking in the Americas. So, what's the current strategy for Deutsche Bank in this region, and where do you see opportunities for growth?
Well, thanks very much for the opportunity to discuss Deutsche Bank's presence and Deutsche Bank's strategy in the region. The global transaction bank within Deutsche Bank is one of the key pillars of the bank. It's one of the four divisions of the bank, and it's one of the ones which has shown good promise, good past performance, and also has a good amount of promise ahead of it. Within the global transaction banking, Americas is a significant contributor, and there we continue to see good opportunities of growth, both in Latin America as well as in North America, specifically in the areas of cash, trade, and custody. With regards to where we see the opportunities, we're seeing more cash-related opportunities coming from Latin America, Brazil in particular, as well as in the client segments such as insurance companies, asset managers, non-bank FIs, and broker-dealers within the North American landscape. Essentially, our strategy going forward is to pursue smart, efficient, and conservative growth. So very mindful of the risks, very mindful of the resource allocations and the overview of the economic landscape. And we're pursuing smart, efficient, and conservative growth against that backdrop.
So I wanted to move on a little to talk about the changing regulatory landscape in the Americas. So how is the transaction bank being impacted by this?
Clearly, the regulatory environment is very topical. Everybody's being impacted by it across the financial industry. The global transaction banking businesses are also quite impacted given the increase in regulatory requirements, both in the US, but also ones that have global implications. In order for us to provide for the increased regulation and regulatory compliance, banks have had to step up their investment and make considerable new investment in technology and solutions in order to be in compliance with the regulatory requirements. This is going to likely lead to further consolidation in the services that are provided by certain transaction banks or the number of transaction banks that are willing to offer them at a certain price. So with regards to Deutsche Bank, we're very committed to being one of the banks that continues to act as a trusted partner to its clients and offer them the best-in-class solutions, not just in terms of the product and services, but also in terms of products that meet regulatory compliance, regulatory requirements in the US and globally.
So I wanted to move on to talk about Sibos, which is in Asia this year. It's being hosted by Osaka in Japan. What do you think some of the major themes that clients will be expecting to talk about at this year's Sibos?
Sure. One of the themes that's likely to come up will be clearly the response to the regulatory environment and how ready is the industry to face the changes being brought about by the regulation changes. What is the capability of the various financial institutions to be able to handle those regulatory changes? That's clearly a topic of discussion. Another one would be how are the financial institutions working to regain the trust in the financial system? That's likely to be another topic of discussion. Product innovation is a topic that many of our clients are interested in exploring further, and Deutsche Bank continues to remain at the forefront of product innovation. Most recently, we announced our introduction of the applications by way of the app market, which is a gateway for clients to access our electronic services. Yet another innovation is the expansion of our RMB capabilities, which is quite apropos because here we are in Asia and we're expanding our cash and trade services across Asia and more particularly in the RMB product. So these are some of the topics that we expect to be discussed at Sibos this year.